Welcome to the Activity Registration Training Module. My name is Griffin Fox, and I work as the Application Administrator and Analyst in WCSA. In this session, you'll learn about how to register an event using CCC and some of the WCSA policies you should keep in mind when planning your next event. Almost all student organization activity should be registered through the CCC Activity Registration Form. This includes all events, fundraising activities, collection drives, Shops at Wilco events, and awareness campaigns. Before taking a look at the form, let's discuss the event registration timeline. For larger events with over 100 people, or events that will be located in the Strong Auditorium, the May Room, or the Feldman Ballroom, we ask that you submit your event registration request at least 30 business days in advance. For all other events, please register at least 14 business days in advance. Certain exceptions to this rule of thumb, like if you intend to invite minors, work with animals, etc. So if you have any doubts, contact your advisor to review your timeline. Now that we've noted the timeline, let's dive into the actual event registration. From your student organization's dashboard, click the Events button. Next, click the green Create Event button to get started. We are now looking at the first page of the event registration form. All 9 steps of this form impact how your event will display on the Events tab on CCC, from the description to the images to the registration and everything in between. In the first section, fill out the required fields with the information to be listed on your event in CCC. In this next section, choose the time of your event. One issue that students have faced in previous years involved registering recurring events. If you have a regularly occurring meeting or activity and you do not want to fill out this form multiple times for one event, please make sure you signify it in the activity registration form. There is a specific question asking if your activity is recurring. The event standardization team will have the dates from your EMS reservation, so you do not have to worry about putting them anywhere in the activity registration form. Please do not try to create the recurring events yourself. The WCSA team is here to assist you. Next, list the location of your event. You can control who can view this location, and if you do not have a location yet, you may check the To Be Determined checkbox. Now, upload any graphics you'd like for your event. If you don't have graphics at the time of filling out this form, please do not edit your event to upload the graphics after it has been approved. Any modifications to your submission run the risk of restarting the workflow and requiring reapproval of your event. If you want to make any changes after submitting your form, please reach out to your advisor. For access and display, you can conditionally display your event based on tons of different categories of users. This is ideal for using CCC to schedule internal meetings or club events that aren't open to the general public. By default, your events will be listed on the Events tab to everyone, so you must manually select your desired display settings if you want any other configurations. One final note about this initial form. Please disable Send a Feedback Request for your event. By default, it is enabled, and it will send an email to all users that registered for your event. We know many students and organizations aren't interested in this feedback, and it's burdensome. This generates a lot of email spam, so please remember to disable feedback requests unless explicitly desired. Once you have clicked Create Event, you will see the second part of the activity registration form. The first form determined how your event displays on CCC, and this second form is used to manage the logistics of your event. What's nice is that it grows and shrinks based on the complexity of your event. For straightforward events, like general interest meetings or general member meetings, this can be filled out in around 5 clicks. But for more complicated events that include campus partners like ECM, facilities, etc., this form will automatically include the necessary questions needed to utilize these additional resources and generate a workflow with the right contacts. Make sure you select the correct activity type. This will help you in the planning process. One thing you will need is your EMS reservation ID to move forward in activity registration. You will receive this once a virtual EMS request is submitted for the space in which you want to host your activity. You will need to enter that number on a following page based on the activity type you selected. The form has been updated to incorporate many of the other forms that students needed to complete. This will make it easier for all students to complete the activity registration process. If student organizations are wanting to utilize marketing or advertising opportunities, they will need to indicate it on this form. There is no longer a separate form for this request. Examples of opportunities are listed on the screen, including hanging banners, chalkboard usage, and digital signage. Once you submit this last part of the form, behind the scenes, we've automatically created a new workflow with the necessary contacts, and the approval process has begun. If your advisor or any additional resources have any clarifying questions, they will reach out via CCC chat. By utilizing these two forms and abiding by a reasonable timeline, every registration can be done in a snap. We've learned how to fill out these forms and some of the best practices for filling out these forms. We've also explored some WCSA policies when planning for your next event. For any further questions, please check out the Event Registration Guidelines page or reach out to your student organization's advisor. We hope you enjoy the rest of fall leadership training and have a great semester. Thank you for watching.